Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be looking at a subclass of the rogue, straight out of Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the Swashbuckler. The classic pirate style or Zorro style fighter, the Swashbuckler with, light armor and rapier in hand is quite a classic picture in fantasy. But how does it work mechanically if you're going to be a swashbuckler rogue? Let's have a look-see at what powers they get. Starting off at level 3, you get two different abilities. First, you get Fancy Footwork. This means if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature cannot make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of your turn. So, if you're fighting someone and you hit them with your sword, you can back away and they can't hit you back. The funny thing is it doesn't say you have to hit the attack. You just have to make it. So if you swing your sword at someone and miss, you can still back away from them and they can't hit you. This hit and run tactic is exactly what the Swashbuckler is all about, and I say 9 out of 10. Nice that you can back away from folks. Then, also at level 3, you get Rakish Audacity. Rakish Audacity does a couple things. You give a bonus to your initiative roll equal to your charisma modifier, so you're more likely to go first in combat. But you also get an additional way to sneak attack. Normally for sneak attack, you either have to have advantage, or you have to have an ally within 5 feet of you, or within 5 feet of the enemy. But this doesn't happen with swashbucklers. They can use their sneak attack if they're within 5 feet of the enemy, so this only works for melee, and if no other creatures are within 5 feet of them. So think about it this way. If your ally is next to you and you're in melee combat, you're going to get advantage. If your ally is not next to you and you're in melee combat, you're also going to get to use your sneak attack unless there's more than one enemy. So you're great at dueling one-on-one or taking advantage if you're surrounding with your friend like most rogues would be. The only trick is that this doesn't work if you have disadvantage. So obviously, disadvantage just kills sneak attack overall. But the fact that you can just one-on-one duel someone, and if you're good at positioning yourself in the battlefield, which Fancy Footwork makes you, this is fantastic. No need for advantage to get your sneak attack. So, 10 out of 10. Great use of the Swashbuckler's powers. Now, at level 9, Swashbucklers get the Panache power. The Panache power, you, as an action, make a persuasion check against a creature's insight check. You must be able to speak to the creature. They have to hear you, and you have to share a language. If the creature's hostile to you, they have disadvantage against attack rolls on targets other than you, and can't make opportunity attacks against creatures other than you. So, as long as your allies don't attack it, and they don't run away from you, that means that you're just forcing a creature to duel you. Just you. Focusing on you. This is cool, especially since you can sneak attack with Rakish Audacity. But if the creature isn't hostile to you, you can still use Panache. If you succeed, you charm the creature for a minute, and it regards you as a friendly acquaintance for that minute. This is better than Charm Person, since there's no, after effect that they know they were charmed. It only lasts a minute, but if you need to get past a guard, this is great, especially since there's no limit. You can do this as many times as you want. So, yeah. I mean, it sucks that you're literally drawing creatures. In combat, this is tricky because you're a rogue, not a fighter. So, dueling someone is a risky business, but if anyone's going to do it, it's a swashbuckler. I say this is a 9 out of 10 power. Then at level 13, you get Elegant Maneuver. If you use a bonus action on your turn to use Elegant Maneuver, the next Acrobatics or Athletics check you do, you have advantage on. Now, the reason I really like this power is because Acrobatics and Athletics, unless you're literally trying to run circles around your enemies or do strength checks to break a grapple or something like that, these checks are normally used outside of combat. You're going to be using them to run up walls or climb or swim or do things you normally wouldn't do physically. And action economy doesn't matter that much outside of combat. If you're just doing stuff. You can, yeah, I'm going to bonus action. You basically have permanent advantage on these abilities, and if you really need to do something in combat, like break a grapple, you can just bonus action Elegant Maneuver and give yourself advantage on that ability. So it's handy both ways, and I give it an 8 out of 10. Finally, at level 17, you get Master Duelist. You can only use this power once per rest, which is not as good as other rogue powers, but the power you get is awesome. If you miss with an attack, any attack, you can just choose to roll it again and roll it with advantage. So you get to you roll once, you miss, you roll again, and you have advantage. This gives you sneak attack if you didn't have it before, and because you roll with advantage, you're very likely to hit that second time, to land that sneak attack. The Master Duelist really can land the perfect blow when he really, really needs to. Now, you can only do it once per rest, but you can do it once per short rest. So if you can get short rests in between fights, you can do this once per fight. I say, even though it's limited, it's still a really cool power, and I give it a 9 out of 10. And overall, I give the Swashbuckler a 9 out of 10. They are a very good subclass. Great in combat. If you want to be a melee fighting rogue, the Swashbuckler might be your best pick. Your sneak attack is easy to land. You get to provoke people into duels, maneuver around the battlefield, break grapples if necessary, and later on, land those perfect hits. 9 out of 10. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more subclass reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.